Welcome to Dreamy Sleep Tales, where every whisper of the night carries you into a world of gentle magic. Tonight, let the soft glow of twilight guide you as we embark on an enchanting journey with Elias, his loyal dog Theo, and a mysterious little fox. In the silent valley, a dog's journey, each step reveals hidden memories and quiet healing, inviting you to leave the worries of the day behind. So curl up, close your eyes, and allow the soothing rhythm of this tale to carry you into a peaceful, dream-filled slumber. Elias had always believed that magic lay hidden in the simplest moments, those quiet seconds when the world seemed to exhale in unison. Nestled in a mountain village where mist hugged the earth every morning and twilight bled into night, Elias found solace in routine. Each evening, as the fiery orb of the sun sank behind time-worn peaks, he and his faithful dog Theo would set out on their customary walk. Theo wasn't merely a pet. His large amber eyes sparkled with an inner wisdom, as if he carried secrets from another realm. His fur, a mix of soft browns and creams, rippled in the gentle wind as he trotted alongside Elias. That particular evening, the sky was painted with streaks of lavender and blush. But something was different. Theo's pace quickened. His ears pricked, and he glanced over his shoulder as if beckoning Elias to follow. "What is it, boy?" Elias asked, kneeling to scratch behind Theo's ears. In response, Theo let out a soft, musical bark and bounded ahead toward a narrow trail at the edge of the village. Elias had passed that path countless times, but tonight it seemed to pulse with an inexplicable allure, a subtle invitation to step beyond the familiar. With a sense of hesitant excitement, Elias picked up his pace. The cobblestone path, dimly lit by the last remnants of dusk, wound its way into a thicket of ancient trees. Their gnarled branches formed natural arches, each limb weaving shadows that danced to the rhythm of the cooling night. The air was heavy with the scent of pine and damp earth, and every step seemed to echo the promise of untold stories. As they ventured deeper, the village's soft glow faded behind them, replaced by a gentle luminescence that appeared to rise from the very soil. Elias's heart beat in tandem with the mysterious pull of the forest. He could feel the magic stirring, the quiet murmur of a world waiting to be rediscovered. The forest opened its arms as they progressed. The trees, towering and wise, whispered ancient secrets in rustles and creaks that only the night could understand. A nearby brook chattered over smooth stones, its melody a soothing lullaby that seemed to calm both man and beast. Theo paused often, sniffing the cool, fresh air and tilting his head as if he were attuned to a language beyond words. Elias, lost in memories of youthful days when every sound was an adventure and every rustling leaf told a tale, found himself smiling at the simple wonders around him. The path meandered past clusters of ferns and moss-covered logs, and the forest floor, cushioned by years of fallen leaves, felt like a gentle embrace with every step. After a short while, a peculiar glow caught Elias's eye. Hidden behind a curtain of ferns was a small, smooth stone that shimmered under the moonlight. Its surface was etched with mysterious symbols that danced and shifted as if alive. Intrigued, Elias reached out and picked up the stone. The moment his fingers brushed its cool surface, he felt a warmth ripple through his hand, a pulse of energy that seemed to sync with his own heartbeat. Theo immediately circled Elias, his nose twitching as he sniffed the enigmatic object. There was something unmistakably powerful about the stone, as if it were a key to an unseen door. Elias carefully slipped it into his coat pocket, deciding then that this stone was a silent invitation to venture further into the heart of the forest. Renewed by curiosity, the duo continued along the path. The trees gradually gave way to a clearing bathed in soft, silvery light. Stars began to twinkle overhead, and the clear night sky was punctuated by the quiet brilliance of the moon. It was in this serene openness that the first hints of destiny began to reveal themselves. At the far end of the clearing, the forest opened up to reveal a hidden valley unlike anything Elias had ever seen. The entrance was framed by a natural arch of intertwined branches and flowering vines that seemed to hum with an otherworldly energy. As Elias stepped beneath the arch, The air shifted, thick with an almost tangible magic that made every breath feel charged with possibility. The valley lay before him like a dream. Soft, rolling meadows carpeted with wildflowers that glowed in the moonlight, and gentle streams that meandered lazily, their waters as clear as polished glass. Ancient trees stood sentinel around the edges, their leaves whispering secrets in the cool night breeze. A faint mist swirled at the base of the hills, lending the whole scene an ethereal quality. Theo was the first to explore this new realm, his joyful barks echoing in the stillness. He darted ahead, sniffing excitedly at the luminous blossoms and frolicking among the dew-laden grasses. As Elias followed, he marveled at the valley's beauty, a place where time seemed to pause and nature's magic reigned supreme. Near the center of the valley, a small pond reflected the starry sky like a mirror. Its surface rippled gently as if stirred by unseen hands, and the moon's reflection danced upon the water. Seated at the edge of the pond was an elderly woman, draped in robes that shimmered like liquid silver. Her eyes were deep and knowing, reflecting the wisdom of countless years. With a smile that warmed the cool night, she beckoned Elias forward. "Welcome, traveler," she said in a voice that resonated like the soft chime of distant bells. "You have come seeking answers, though you may not yet understand the questions." Elias, still holding the mysterious stone, approached with a mix of curiosity and reverence. "I feel there is something calling me here, something from my past, or perhaps something I need to discover," he replied softly. The old woman nodded, her gaze lingering on the stone in his hand. "That stone is the first sign of your journey. It is imbued with the language of old, a key to memories long forgotten and truths waiting to be revealed. In the silent valley, every whisper of the wind, every rustle of the leaves speaks to the soul. Listen, and you shall understand." Before Elias could probe further, a gentle commotion on the far side of the pond caught their attention. Theo began to bark softly, drawing their gaze to a small, trembling figure emerging from the shadows. A delicate fox, its fur a rich auburn with streaks of white, hesitated at the water's edge. Its eyes, wide, with both curiosity and quiet sorrow, met Elias's own. In that silent moment, a connection was forged, a bond of mutual understanding and a shared need for healing. Moved by the fox's silent plea, Elias knelt down and extended a gentle hand. "Little one, are you lost?" he murmured, his voice imbued with kindness. The fox inched closer, its small body trembling, yet its eyes held a glimmer of trust. Theo circled protectively, his presence radiating reassurance. Deciding to help, Elias gently coaxed the fox away from the water and guided it along the winding path deeper into the valley. The trio, man, doe, and fox, proceeded with a quiet unity, each step taken as if in a sacred ritual of healing and discovery. The journey through the valley was punctuated by moments of quiet magic. As they walked, the ground beneath their feet was soft with dew, and the gentle hum of nature provided a constant, soothing accompaniment. Elias's mind drifted back to the stories of his childhood, tales of enchanted forests and whispered secrets, and he couldn't help but feel that he was now living one of those very stories. Their path meandered through groves of ancient willows whose long, graceful branches brushed the ground like the delicate strokes of an artist's brush. In one such grove, the atmosphere was heavy with unspoken sorrow, as if the trees themselves carried memories of loss. Elias paused and, overcome by a sudden impulse, reached out to caress the rough bark of a particularly ancient willow. In that moment, he felt an almost imperceptible shift, a subtle easing of old wounds, as if the tree's quiet empathy was offering him solace. The fox trotted alongside, its soft steps leaving tiny imprints in the moist earth. Elias, his heart stirred by both the beauty and the melancholy of the place, recalled the old woman's words about every creature having a story. Here, amid the luminous glade and whispering trees, the fox's silent presence spoke of vulnerability and resilience, urging him to embrace the full tapestry of his own memories. Soon the path led the companions to an old stone bridge arching gracefully over a bubbling creek. The bridge, weathered by time yet steadfast, seemed to be a threshold between the known and the mysterious. Standing at its center, Elias took a moment to reflect on the journey so far. the glow of the mysterious stone, the welcoming magic of the valley, and the soft companionship of Theo and the fox. He recalled how, earlier that night, the stone had felt like a heartbeat in his hand, a symbol of an ancient language and forgotten lore. Perhaps the bridge too held secrets of the past. With careful steps, Elias crossed over, feeling the smooth, cool stones beneath his feet as he navigated the worn path. Theo followed closely, his tail wagging gently, while the fox darted ahead, its eyes shining in the moonlit darkness. On the far side of the bridge, the creek's gentle babble echoed like a timeless lullaby. Elias knelt by the water's edge, letting the cool spray wash over his hands. The water seemed to murmur of far-off lands and lost days, a quiet reminder that every journey, no matter how brief, leaves an indelible mark on the soul. He sat there a while, his thoughts drifting between the tender memories of his childhood and the unknown mysteries that lay ahead. As the night deepened, the landscape began to change subtly. The trees grew taller and more ancient, their trunks marked with intricate carvings left by time and nature. The very air vibrated with a serene energy, and every shadow seemed to hold the echo of a long forgotten tale. Elias gathered his thoughts and rose, clutching the mysterious stone close to his heart, determined to uncover the secrets that lay hidden within the silent valley. The path eventually opened into a spacious glade, bathed in the gentle radiance of the full moon. In the center of the glade was a circle of enormous stones, each one etched with cryptic symbols that glowed faintly against the darkness. The stones stood like silent sentinels, guardians of ancient lore and memories. Elias felt a shiver of both anticipation and reverence as he stepped into the circle. Carefully, he retrieved the glowing stone from his pocket and placed it at the center of the circle. Almost immediately, a soft breeze stirred the leaves, and the stones began to pulse in a slow, rhythmic cadence, as if awakening from a long, silent slumber. The symbols on the stones danced in the moonlight, and images began to flicker before Elias's eyes. In those fleeting visions, he saw himself as a young boy, running freely through sunlit meadows, his laughter echoing amidst the wildflowers. He saw a family long lost, and the tender moments of love and hope that had once filled his days. The images were bittersweet, a tapestry woven with threads of joy and sorrow, memories both tender and piercing. Theo sat at his side, his eyes reflecting the luminous images, while the fox watched intently, as if it too recognized the ancient call of remembrance. For what felt like an eternity, Elias allowed the memories to wash over him. The visions carried him away to a time when life was simpler, when every experience was vibrant with possibility. In that moment, he understood that the silent valley was more than just a physical place. It was a sanctuary of the soul, a repository of every whispered memory and every dream that had ever taken flight. When the visions finally subsided, the old woman from the pond reappeared at the edge of the glade, her eyes shimmering with a quiet understanding. "You have unlocked a piece of your past tonight," she said softly, her voice mingling with the rustling of the leaves. "In this circle, your memories have found voice, and your heart has begun to heal." Elias, voice trembling with gratitude, replied, "I feel as though every step in this valley has brought me closer to understanding who I was and who I can become." The old woman offered him a serene smile. "Remember, dear traveler, that our past is not a burden, but a tapestry of experiences that guide our future. Embrace these moments, for they are the essence of life's eternal journey." With his heart lighter and his purpose renewed, Elias gathered his companions to continue their journey through the valley. The path that led out of the ancient stone circle was lined with soft, luminescent orchids and clusters of wildflowers that seemed to glow with their own inner light. Each step was now filled with a deeper sense of meaning, a conscious awareness of the healing power hidden in every whisper of nature. They wandered through groves where the trees, bathed in moonlight, appeared to murmur gentle lullabies. Elias took in every detail: the soft rustle of leaves, the shimmering dew on delicate petals, and the distant call of a night bird that seemed to sing just for them. Theo trotted loyally beside him, His ears occasionally perked up at the rustling sounds of small creatures scurrying in the underbrush, while the fox, now a constant, silent companion, padded lightly along, its eyes reflecting both curiosity and a deep, knowing sadness. In a particularly secluded corner of the valley, they came upon a meadow where the grass swayed in a slow, mesmerizing dance. Here, Elias discovered a small pond whose surface was perfectly still, reflecting the myriad stars overhead like scattered jewels. It was at this tranquil oasis that he paused to rest, settling on a smooth stone by the water's edge. He withdrew the mysterious stone once again, studying its etched symbols by the gentle light of a lantern he'd lit with a spark from his old flint. As he traced the carvings with his fingertips, memories resurfaced. Memories of childhood wonder, of days spent wandering the hills with a heart full of dreams. In that silent communion with the stone and the still water, Elias felt a profound connection to the generations that had come before him, to the timeless stories whispered by the valley. The quiet murmur of the water seemed to answer him, echoing the gentle affirmation that every step of his journey was meant to guide him home. He scribbled down his thoughts in a small, leather-bound journal, each word capturing a fragment of the magic and healing he felt in that moment. Theo rested his head on Elias's knee, and the fox curled up at his feet, their presence a gentle reminder of the strength found in companionship and the quiet beauty of the world around them. As the first hints of dawn began to tint the horizon in soft hues of lavender and rose, Elias felt it was time to return to his village. Yet, the journey had changed him. He was not the same man who had wandered into the valley that moonlit night. Every sight, every sound had woven itself into the fabric of his being, leaving him enriched with newfound wisdom and a heart brimming with gentle hope. Together, Elias, Theo, and their silent fox companion retraced the path that had brought them so deep into the valley. The morning air was crisp, carrying the sweet scent of dew and wildflowers. Along the way, Elias marveled at the small miracles that now seemed to reveal themselves at every turn. A patch of radiant, dew-covered blossoms that shimmered like jewels in the early light. The soft murmur of a brook that sang of renewal, and the quiet rustling of leaves that seemed to celebrate the coming day. As they emerged from the silent valley, the familiar outlines of the village rose before them, bathed in the gentle glow of dawn. The cottages, with their thatched roofs and smoke curling lazily from chimneys, looked more like quaint illustrations from a cherished story than mere buildings. Villagers, just beginning their day, paused in silent wonder at the sight of Elias returning with his loyal companions. It was as if the magic of the valley had gently spread to touch every heart in the community. Standing on the threshold of his modest home, Elias felt the weight of his experiences settle into a quiet serenity. He looked at Theo, whose warm, steadfast eyes mirrored the lessons learned along the winding paths of the valley, and at the fox, whose mysterious gaze seemed to carry the gentle promise of healing. In that moment, he realized that the silent valley had given him far more than fleeting memories. It had bestowed upon him the courage to face the future with an open heart. Inside, as morning light filtered softly through the curtains, Elias placed the glowing orchid and the mysterious stone side by side on a small wooden table. They served as quiet reminders of the night's journey, a tangible link between the realm of dreams and the reality of everyday life. With a deep sense of gratitude, he began to write down his tale in earnest, determined that every detail, every whisper of the valley would be preserved for those who might one day seek solace in the magic of forgotten memories. In the weeks and months that followed, Elias's story spread quietly through the village like the gentle ripple of a stream. Neighbors and travelers alike came to listen to his soft-spoken recollections of the silent valley. Children gathered at his feet in the warm glow of summer evenings, their wide eyes reflecting the wonder of his tales. They listened intently as he recounted the luminous wildflowers, the ancient stones, and the brave companionship of Theo and the mysterious fox. Elias's writings became a cherished legacy, a guide for anyone who felt lost in the labyrinth of their own memories or burdened by the weight of life's unspoken sorrows. The story of that transformative night in the valley served as a reminder that even the most ordinary paths could lead to extraordinary discoveries, that every heart held within it the potential for healing and renewal. Villagers began to seek solace in nature, finding comfort in the simple, enduring beauty of the world around them. In quiet moments, they would wander into the surrounding woods, listening for the soft murmur of the wind and the gentle whispers of the trees, as if the silent valley's magic still lingered in every leaf and every stone. And Theo, ever the loyal guardian, became a symbol of the enduring bond between man and nature. A living reminder that sometimes all one needs is a faithful friend to guide them through life's darkest hours. Years passed, and Elias grew older. Yet, every twilight, he still ventured out with Theo. The mysterious stone and glowing orchid resting on a shelf by his writing desk as quiet talismans of the journey that had forever altered his life. The fox, now a gentle memory of the past, had become a legend whispered among the villagers. A creature said to be the guardian of the valley's secrets. Elias often sat by the window, watching the sun dip behind the mountains, his mind drifting back to that enchanted night when the silent valley revealed its mysteries. He understood more deeply than ever that life was a tapestry woven from moments of wonder, pain, joy, and healing. A continuous journey without a definitive end. In every rustle of leaves, every soft chirp of a morning bird, Elias heard echoes of that timeless valley, reminding him that magic was not lost. It merely awaited those with the courage to seek it. And in the quiet corners of his soul, the lessons of that journey glowed brightly, lighting the way for future wanderers who might one day find themselves on the threshold of the silent valley. As the years melted away, the story of Elias, Theo, and the enchanted fox lived on in the hearts of those who believed in the power of memory, nature, and the unyielding spirit of healing. The valley remained a beacon of gentle magic, a sanctuary where every whispered secret and every luminous bloom was a reminder that every journey, no matter how far or fleeting, had the power to transform lives. So, dear listeners, thank you for joining us on this magical journey through the Silent Valley. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and drop a comment telling us what topic you'd love to hear about next. Your support helps us bring more enchanting tales your way. Until next time, sweet dreams and good night from Dreamy Sleep Tales.